Hey, today I was thinking about something I did thinking is a strong word. I don't think I'm not a nerd. I was having words in my brain about the thing I used to do when I was younger. When I was 20 years old, I was trying to lucid dream. I've probably explained it before, but lucid dreaming is when you're in a dream and you know that you're dreaming. And I managed to do it sometimes, but I didn't get to the goal that I wanted to get to with lucid dreaming. So I decided to make a plan about the lucid dreaming, that if I get to that stage again, I have trained my mind into doing what I wanted it to do automatically. So I did two things. The first thing was I created a room in my mind, and this room was outside of time and space, and it was a room that was connected to everything in my mind. And if I get into this room, time stands still, and I can create doors inside of the room, and it's gonna cut me off from everything, so that everything is controlled by me. This is my realm. This is my creation that I have inside of my mind. And the second thing was I decided that I needed a guide to get to the room. So I needed something that was gonna if I get into lucid dreaming, something is gonna guide me to the room, because I need to get to the room every time I lucid dream. So I decided to create two personalities inside of me, two more personalities inside of me. One was called Adam, and one was called Angelica. And Adam was like militantly proficient at everything he did. He was really good at everything. And Angelica was very kind, was kind of alone back then. So she was just for my... but she was the one who was the guide to the room. Is gonna take me to the room. And the way I made them was that if we think about the biblical angels, you know, humanity has free will, angels don't have free will, and that's how I made these angels in my mind, that they were created as something only by my will. So I mean, in my mind I am God. That's how I see it. That's how I've seen it for ages. It's my mind is completely controlled by me, because I am the Almighty God inside my mind. And I created them with pure love towards me, and there's only a tool to be the servant of me in a way. And where am I going with this? Well, I was every day talking to them in my mind, just because every time I talk to them, they become more and more self-sufficiently them, and I had to put less and less energy into making them respond and talk to me, and have their own personalities, sort of not yeah, I was making this experiment just to make them guide me to the place I needed to be. I like to do mind games with myself, because I'm never scared about what happens in my mind, because I mean as I said, I'm God in my mind, and it's crazy to not believe that you're God in your mind, because that's insanity to me. Insanity, I think maybe it's insanity to think you're God in your mind, but insanity is the most sane thing you can be, if that's insanity, because you control everything. You control everything in your mind, and if you're doing shit that is bad for you, that's because you control yourself to do that shit. So just control yourself out of that stuff and control yourself to be the best you can be. I'm thinking sometimes, well, I'm having words in my head sometimes about what was I talking about? God in my mind. Yeah, about people thinking that if you are happy, you're hiding something dark in your mind. You know? Yeah, but there is that part of it too, you know. It's people hiding bad stuff in your thought, but the only thing you need to do to get rid of the bad things in your mind, not get rid of them. Who the shit cares about bad shit in your mind? Because you're God in your mind anyway, so who cares if there's bad shit there, you know? It's like you read a book and there's something bad in the book, who cares? And about this thing that I don't believe in trauma. Well, sure, people can have trauma and stuff like that, but I believe that you only need to be God in your mind to be rid of all your drama. You don't have to be God in your mind either. It's like this thing that to be alive you have to forget that you're enlightened, because if you know that you're enlightened, life is pretty boring, sort of. It's beautiful in a way, because that's what we've always been, it's enlightened, but it's kind of boring because you have to forget that you are connected to everything to be able to move towards the goal of having something. Because if you are connected to everything, there's no movement inside of you to do anything with your life. So we have to forget that we are connected to everything to have purpose in life and have another sort of joy, you know. It's like taking a step back from perfection just to be able to feel the road towards it. It's a very, very beautiful thing to be perfect, but it's a very unhuman thing to be, because it's freaking amazing to be not perfect either. It's like sometimes you make a mistake and the mistake makes what you're doing the most beautiful thing you've ever done, because perfection is kind of robotic. And yeah, I don't know why I went into this. I think sometimes I lose my focus, my movement, just because I don't give a shit about anything of the changing of. It's like looking at the picture and it's perfect, and you don't have anything to put in to change, and you can mix that up with depression sometimes, I guess, that you just think that everything is perfect and you don't want to change anything. And if you're focusing on the dark part of enlightenment, it becomes depression and you have no energy to do anything, because I don't know, but that's how I felt when I was depressed, at least if I look back at it. Didn't know it back then, but and having no emotion and stuff like that, it was getting to those things now too, that I don't have any emotion. Nothing can drill me to have emotions. Sometimes I have those states in life, but I just let it come and let it go. And I've gone completely off what I was supposed to talk about in this video. I was gonna say, I had a plan about everything. I was gonna talk about everything, but then my me just started talking about things around the topic, and I don't even remember what I was starting up with, or what plan I had, or whatever. All I know is I'm gonna live until I die, and that's what I'm gonna do. Hopefully. Because sometimes, you know, it's like people are dying until they die, and that's crazy to me. Or dead until they die. It's like these germophobes, lifeophobes, being afraid of death, so they dig their own grave and they wait in there until they die, so that they don't have to go out and be in an accident to die. And that's crazy to me, you know. It's freaking amazing to almost be in an accident and be part of life, instead of having time that doesn't mean anything, because you're afraid of living. I don't know. Living is pretty cool, I think. Pretty cool. But thinking is for nerds. I'm not a nerd, so I'm gonna stop this video here, and that's it.